Rico, cabrón. Solo nos criamos escuchando y cantando esto. En los caseríos, en los barrios, desde los 90 hasta el 2000 por siempre. Ando con el mejor de los tiempos, Tiny. Y yo vengo a buscar ustedes también. En la guagua se queda el olor de tu perfume. Tú eres una bellaca, yo soy un bellaco, eso es lo que nos une. Ella sabe que está bueno, está y no la presume. Si yo fuera tu gato, subiera una foto los viernes y los lunes.
Pa' que todo el mundo vea lo rica que tú estás, que tú estás. Contigo tengo que apretar. Y en la calle ando suelto, pero por ti me quito. Si tú me lo pides, yo me corto bonito. Es un sentir pa' que vea lo rica que tú estás.
All right, welcome in everybody. What's good? What's good? It's Sunday night. We're gearing up for maybe a big week. FOMC, Federal Reserve, FOMC week. 2 days, Wednesday. So we got major news this week. Major policy coming into the market, which means big potential for moves or reversals this week. Tonight we're going to break some things down where we stand in the markets. But we have a big week ahead. Finishing the month off too, a new month that we're entering. Let me check out the chat. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Can you guys hear me good? Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me good. Type in there real quick. So Wednesday, if you're unaware, is a big news event, and we're finishing the month off. So we got end of the month, and we got FOMC to end the month off, pretty much gearing into like that final week of October. It's a good time to be patient, keep the brakes on the charts, keep the brakes on the market. Let good setups come to you. Let good setups find your way to you. Going to be talking about that tonight on the stream a little bit later. Sounds fine. So we're Sunday night and we can already see cryptos moving. Gold dumping, having a drop down. And I saw someone mentioned in the chat some important news, how USA, China have reached kind of some deal. This happened a couple hours ago. I'll pull that up in a minute. Crypto starting the week off pretty strong. Now, when we look at Bitcoin's price now, it's changed since when I last looked at it earlier today. I was looking at it this afternoon, and yeah, price has gone up since I last looked at it. So now Bitcoin, if we look at its price, it's above, it's pretty much now, yeah, where it started October, maybe above where it started the month. I talked about this a little bit earlier today in the Inner Circle stream. It's important now because prices changed since I talked about this literally a couple hours ago, like 5 hours ago. Well, actually like 6 hours ago. Anyone who was on the Inner Circle session with me earlier today, we talked a little bit about this. Actually, I think a good majority of the session. Now, if you guys remember, this was negative 0.4%. So now Bitcoin is positive for the month of October because of today's movement. And we still have, 5 days left in October? October has 31, right? Yeah, we still have today finishing out. We got this week, 31, yeah. So can Bitcoin finish October positive? It was most of our expectations going into October. I'm sure myself and a lot of you guys were expecting Uptober. A lot of us were. And we got like Pumptober and Dumptober, everything in between. Now Bitcoin finishing the month off. We'll see. This week is an important week to really see where Bitcoin's price goes with the FOMC event. Rate cuts, good for Bitcoin. That's why the price before the September event, the price was already going up. Now October, look at, we're green now in October. Let's refresh this. Yeah, this was negative earlier today. And one thing I pointed out earlier today was literally like, that was when, like 2 p.m. Well, 12:30. So that was longer than, yeah, it was over here. Price is pretty much like, where did October start? Over here. So October started, yeah, we're literally like right where price started October. And the reason I'm saying this is because, yeah, October was a pretty crazy month. A lot happened in October, and now we're 5 days left in the month, and price is where it began the month. That's interesting to me because it's like, okay, these next 5 days could be significant to price, how it goes, especially with FOMC. We're probably going to see some significant movements. We already are to start the week off. Price is already pushing up prior to the FOMC event, which now has a 96% chance of rate cuts coming, 96.7% chance of rates being cut. Rate cuts are already a factor. Like they were hinting rate cuts for a while, and then now we're getting the rate cuts. So if they can hint like that inflation is going to cool, or like more stimulus, then you'll probably see like Bitcoin have like a sharp rally. Because rate cuts are already pretty much like expected, right? So if inflation can cool down, that would be like a whole nother thing to cause Bitcoin to go up. We're seeing price looks nice on this 1 hour right now. So interesting thing is October and November usually have like the biggest gains on average for Bitcoin since 2013. October has averaged 20%. November has averaged 46%. So a lot of traders, a lot of investors are saying that this FOMC event is what could trigger a next move on Bitcoin and crypto going up, depending on how it goes. And it's interesting because like if you go back to, again, we talked about this earlier, but now it's like getting more relevant because price is now pushing up. If we look at 5 days, what did it take here? October 1st. Only took price 5 days. Well, 2 days to go up like $10,000. Like 3 days, 3 candles. 5 days later, price was up $11,800. So like, if we get that same movement now, potentially. Can we get that same like push up? Potentially. Or do we just come back down? This event, Wednesday's gonna be really, I think, like the pinpoint kind of like dictator for like where Bitcoin makes its next move. Are we gonna push up, try to take out the highs or come back to the high, or dump lower? Right now, daily looks bullish. Like we've been holding 110, 105K. The daily looks bullish right now in terms of structure. Like low, high. I mean, kind of similar to what we did last year. Like how the daily started actually shifting into November. Last year, there was a point where like the daily time frame, the daily chart started really shifting and pushing up. And here, you can see like we took out these highs. Took out these highs. So there's some nice daily structure shifts last year. I remember this. That's why I'm bringing that up. And then price started to move out. November exploded last year. Price in the last 2 years, November has been pretty influential to price movement for Bitcoin in the last 2 years. You can see November 2023, price pushed up after November, and it was already pushing up into that. And then November 2024 was super influential for price, pushed up a lot November 2024. So to me, there was an eventful November, and now price is back at 115 pretty much. October 10th was a crazy day, and I've watched Bitcoin's journey since $1,200. So let's just say like October 10th was a very, very eventful day, even to say the least from my experience. Despite all that being said, like with October 10th, what happened on October 10th with crypto, we're right back where we started the month. Would you look at that? Interesting. And last week closed pretty bullish. Like last week had a bullish close. So there is potential for this week to try to push up, like based on last week's close. What's ETH doing? ETH is back above 4K. Almost 4,200 now. Ethereum, someone asked, I think someone asked in Discord. I went over it earlier today. Someone asked in Discord, I'm pretty sure. I think I saw before I jumped on here. I forget where it was in the chat. What do you think about ETH is sold? Oh, I saw that in Discord. Thought I saw it in the chat here. Like right before I started the stream, I was like, did someone write that in the chat? Yeah, if you guys have any questions, write them in the chat. Looking for price to retest 4,000. That could be an option this week. There is some easing down right now because of that whole China thing, and we are starting off bearish. Yeah, probably to come down like to maybe 4,000, 4,025. On gold, gonna take my time with gold this week and play it by the sessions. Like when I like to jump into a week, it's not about like finding a trade right away. Right? It's about playing it by the sessions and really seeing what's there, spotting a setup, recognizing something, not always trying to guess. Like being able to see a good setup in front of you. And I'm going to go over that shortly on what that really means. And I'm going to show you, for example, from the last couple of trades that I took on this account. I'm going to show you for an example, a live example here on trades that I took. Just on gold last week on setups that actually look clear and why we have time to start the week off. We don't have to rush into always chasing trades. I like to sometimes just like let the week start and see how price flows, like get a grasp of price and watch it through the days. Like once you watch like a Monday go by, even if you don't take trades, if you take like one trade, but you watch the movement, you watch a Sunday, you watch a Monday go by, or some of Tuesday go by, maybe you find a position or two in there, but you spend time watching like how price flows, you can get like more a sense of that continuing on the week. I'll show you, because last week I caught 2 really good trades on Thursday and Friday at the end of the week. At the very end of the week. And like last week, you know, everyone, and including myself, was like looking for price at the beginning. Had to be super patient. Ethereum looks kind of hot right now on the weekly. At least on the weekly here. $4,000. That's been like a pretty significant price since last year, since 2024 for Ethereum. Like $4,000. I've always questioned, since we've broken above $4,000 in summer, if the market will stay above 4K. Because if so, you could see that would be like a break and retest. And if 4K is the level that holds, that's like the level that would have to like take us maybe into a new all-time high. Like if we're able to hold 4K, and we are so far, despite the fact that we did wick below it, went to 3,500. So we hit 3,500 pretty much. $500 lower. Didn't get to 3,000, thankfully. That would have been like, imagine if we went to 3K. That would have been crazy. So like 3,500. Oh, interesting. Oh, there we go. 4K's been holding now for like some weeks. Like we've tested it. We went below it. That's a psychological level. And the market found like cheaper price below it, cheaper buys below it on this red candle. Like Ethereum actually traded into this red candle here, which still follows like structure. That red candlestick structure. Need water. What's gold? Gold is 4,064. Ethereum 4,164. Which one's gonna go to 5,000? Like touch 5,000 first, or 6,000? This candlestick on Ethereum doesn't look bad for like, can this hold like on the bigger picture? We could probably get some drops back to like 4,100 or 4,050. Like try to wick back closer to 4,000. It doesn't look bad. Like price doesn't look bad. As long as FOMC goes okay, I think we're holding good structure point to potentially break up. And the crazy thing is, it's oversold on the weekly. So like Ethereum's now, like it was overbought here on the weekly, and it just still kept going up. I mean, do we stay oversold and keep going down and eventually get out of that? But look at, like, we're oversold now on the weekly time frame for Ethereum. Weekly's oversold. Is that could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on like how long price stays here. But like we're oversold on a weekly while we're this high. We just hit that, like we pulled back also to this moving average here. Like price just rejected the moving average on the weekly. The weekly's oversold. I mean, like the buyers are holding like that 4K and below 4K, which is a previous level. That makes sense. Like we have 3 resistance touches, almost pretty much 4 there at $4,000. So I'm still bullish on ETH because we're holding that 4K level. I think ETH will go to 6,000. I think when it's ready to get there, it'll go there rather quickly. Like it won't take as long as like this bearish momentum feels. Like when bullish momentum kicks in, it is quicker than the bearish momentum. Like if you look at this move, if you look at like this rally up here, its price moves farther, faster. It's not as long as like the down. The downs can be like down. Multiple downs can be inside of the down. But if you look at like some of the Ethereum pumps that have happened in the last like couple of years, like here here. I'm marking them with the green box. They're rather quick, right? They're explosive. They're quick moves. Versus like when you go down, you drag out longer, or it has like extensive down moves inside of one down move. Like price could go up and drop down, but inside of there could be like ups, downs, and it's just like way more slower, extensive, like pumps, downs before like a rally. So like to get to 6K when it's ready to do that, and I think by 2026, like going into the new year. So we have 2026, obviously, new year coming up, new year, new me, brand new year, new trading year. That's like exciting for gold because gold's done a lot this year. So let's see what it does next year. Like this is a lot to learn from gold this year, a lot to learn from trading gold. Different times in the year where it's been just easy to read, good trading opportunities, good trading environments. 2026, I think by 2026, ETH will create a new high, go back to test its all-time highs by 2026. Especially if we hold this $4,000, let's say threshold, this $4,000 level. Potentially ETH like could go to, like if you look at its pumps, like when it pumps, like for example here, like it's just weeks of pumping and then it's done. Like it doesn't go forever. But the price movement, like that goes from 2,400 up to 4,000. So you have like, imagine getting that same movement here for Ethereum, that same type of move, or like this pump, or the one we just had. I mean, if you measure those in terms of like percentage, what they move in percentage would be, that moved 83%. You get an 83% pump on ETH. You're like way above 6K actually. $4,000 level that could hold. This week could be something that fuels it with FOMC. This week could be something. I think though by 2026, me personally, like my opinion, not financial advice, I'm betting on that we do push up higher by 2026 on ETH. $4,000 is holding firmly. The last couple weeks, it was like, we went below it. That would have been a good cheap sale. Now that some of that noise has really gone away, we've spent some time here, some weeks, wicking, rejecting. It looks like 4K wants to be held. Moving average, retested. So let's see what happens this week. Signaling some strength here, though. Solana, too. Solana has a nice candle on the weekly. If you look at Solana, it's at an important area, an area where it's like, okay, if we look at this price for Solana, this area that it came down to here, previously, like you've had resistance here and breakouts, and anything that's like rejected or broken out, like here you can see price broke down. We've only broken down really these times over here, from here and here, and then we had this move down, this move down. It's an interesting area for Sol, because you can see we've pushed up, we've been able to push up above it. So it's a strong area that if it does hold, Solana could try to recover going up. That area has been pretty important for Sol. It's like finding some moves, some swings, sells, a good amount of sells in that area, some buys, some breakouts. But yeah, the weekly looks like a nice candle, like rejected last week. Like I'm looking at this candle. We have FOMC inside of this candle. Could potentially try to push up. Things aren't looking too bad for like, top coins. Most other coins are pretty much like at very low levels, yearly lows, yearly bottoms. Some coins are even at like all-time lows. But like if you go through, we're not going to do it tonight, but you go through the top 50, top 100, there's a lot of coins that are pretty much in spots, either cheap, low. That could be like all-time lows, yearly lows, strong demand points for a lot of them. How will it move today? It's looking strong today. Like how will Bitcoin move today specifically? Like it's already opening Sunday night strong, weekend strong. So there is some news. There's probably going to be some news that we could pull up on who bought Bitcoin, why it might be moving like this. Or it's the reason it might be moving like this is because it's preparing for FOMC, like pumping up before FOMC because they're expecting rate cuts. Might get stronger, like stronger movement today because we just broke out. Personally, like it's high already, so it doesn't fit like how I wouldn't buy here. But I think price will keep going up with momentum. But how I would be trading would be trying to look for pullbacks. It's already made a significant move to the point where it could just keep trying to push up. Once we break this high, like if we can break above this high, that's another strong point. If the market gets above that high, that's strong for Bitcoin. I think for the week, I don't really know how to move today. I think for the week, you could have a push up for the person who asked. Rate cuts, yeah, it could be positive for gold and crypto. Like gold tends to benefit when interest rates are expected to fall or when the rates get cut, like when the yields decline. And the dollar tends to weaken with that being said as well. So there can be some upside seen in gold potentially with rate cuts. For crypto, it should be positive. Usually, historically, it's been a positive signal for crypto rate cuts. For crypto, historically, it's been a positive signal. And the market, since it's expecting rate cuts this week, that's why price might be moving the way it is already. It's like if they're gonna do rate cuts, most likely, the price might be moving towards that bias already. So like a pre-pump, like pumping before FOMC even makes sense. Like Sol's above 200 again. Yeah, Sol's looking nice. Not some things are looking pretty good. Will they move in opposite direction? They don't have to, but like gold usually moves first, like what we've been seeing for like this year. They wouldn't have they don't have to move opposite, no. Like they both can go up. Like right now there's demand for both things, right? There's gold's been around much longer, so more money has been there longer than what has been in Bitcoin. We're even seeing new money start to enter the market for Bitcoin. Gold has always been like a thing. Like gold has always gone up, however you look at it. I don't think gold's just gonna like crash and go like opposite direction. I don't think that's coming quite yet. Like 2026, because of JP Morgan, like a lot of banks are super bullish on gold. you never know what happens in the year of like 2026. I don't think gold is just gonna like tumble over, like just dump. I know even like we're starting to see like crypto. We always see headlines with crypto. We're starting to see bullish headlines for gold. Is that a top signal? Some people are saying that might be a top signal. You got banks, major banks are calling out prices like 5,000, 6,000, all the way up to $8,000 per ounce for gold in the next 2 to 3 years. So it's like a macro forecast. Some of them are saying, so like JP Morgan, we got banks now calling out prices, not just JP Morgan, but this is a big bank that's, you know, vocal about this right now. Yeah, let's see what this one says. Like gold just stumbled. JP Morgan strategist says that the metal could double in value. Now that doesn't mean like right now. They have like, we got to read this. That doesn't mean like right now. They might be saying over the next 2-3 years. Like, let's see what it says. Dun, 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 dun. Because I'm pretty sure they said over like a 2-3 year span. Yeah, a lot of people are boosting their allocations to gold. Trying to see what this says. Yeah, so Goldman Sachs sticking to its end 2026 target, 4,900 per ounce. So one big bank says the end of 2026 target is 4,900 per ounce. End of 2026. Now this one doesn't quite say like what this one is saying here. JP Morgan saying could more than double in 3 years. That's what they're saying here. JP Morgan sees gold price averaging. This is a couple days ago. You can see the date, October 23rd. Like this is at like the end of last week. Averaging 5,055 per ounce by late 2026. So major banks seem to be bullish on gold. Late 2026, end of 2026. So like gold could stall out, it could pull back, it could consolidate in coming months. Doesn't have to just keep going on its rampage, and then maybe it could start it again in the year of 2026, depending on how policy goes, how the economy goes, how the world goes with trade and tariffs. Yeah, a lot of these are banks calling out these types of targets in the next 2-3 years, or even going into the end of 2026. You can look this stuff up on a lot of different like outlooks, news outlooks and stuff. JPMorgan.com. Bold predictions there potentially, but we've literally seen what gold's done this year, so who knows what it does in the year 2026. This is the biggest price drop that we've seen on gold in the year. Like we dropped $381, price dropped like 8.7%, biggest drop since 2013 on gold. Now market right now, a couple hours after markets opened, it has dropped back to the low that was made here, and we even came back to that low and found buys, then here again. So there's multiple times now it's found buys closer to this level. You might reject here, like depending on the hourly. Like you do have a low that we are trading into here on the hour chart. Depending on how this rejects, potentially it could try to trade back. Otherwise, maybe the market, like other than this low, the market could try to come back and like retest the bottom low, which is closer to $4,000. So I see right now, like we're trading into this low here. Hourly could potentially bounce. Whereas nothing's like 4 hours, just like this drop, strong drop right now. Not the cleanest price action on the 4 hour for me. It looks like now like the market has pushed down before FOMC, and now look like FOMC is this week. Gold last couple of trading days has just been in this box. Might be a buy setup loading like around these lows. Yeah, last couple trading days, gold's just been kind of in this box. Crypto's moving though. Yeah, that always makes me happy. So yeah, maybe a bounce on gold like this low, like what I'm seeing here. You have these lows, maybe a bounce like this hourly rejecting. Potential bounce on gold. So one thing I was going to talk about in this session before I got off was something about patience, and I'm going to show you some examples real quick. Let me see if there's any more questions here. Rate cuts. Not expecting crash, but do you expect more correction? Yeah, like I've been expecting gold to correct more from this down movement. Now we just broke out. I thought last week was gonna give us better movement. Daily doesn't look the sharpest right now. At this moment, not looking for like an active trade. I think as long as we stay above like 4,000, then like we might have multiple trading attempts to try to catch like a big correction. It's testing a big zone right now. Too early to say for the week. I was expecting coming into this week though, like more of a correction because we had such this big move down. Maybe we can retrace some of it. I'll be taking this week just session by session. Just going to the market, Tokyo session, pre-London or New York session, and just seeing where price is at. For example, like last week live, I caught a trade. So what?
This was down before.
That was negative?
Yeah.
No. I realized that's no, I had that. That was positive. That's been there. So I've been in this. This is a swing trade I've been in. So I was able to. Now I'm gonna draw down. So it's like some balance out there. Talking about some crypto trades. I'm in some crypto trades. This guy. So last trade I took, for example, on this account on gold was on Friday. Right now we're getting some movement right now on gold. We're getting some movement now on gold. We just had a big dip, 75. Maybe we have a 70, 75, 75, 70 area. Maybe we have a buy. Maybe we have a buy loading here. Last trade I took on gold was when this candle was coming down. I started entering in here. Sold up here. Well, and price hit like 31. I sold on that red candle at 31. And that was like clear to me at the time. Like jumped on the charts, New York session. Didn't spend a lot of time looking for it. And there was a clear setup to me, like break and retest, 5-minute chart. Price was testing 4,100. So I was taking buys in here. That was this trade here. And then like the night before that, it was another good trade. Like, let me show you. Pretty similar to, we might have a trade loading here, maybe in the next 30 minutes to hour. If you're in my inner circle, you know what that means. Over here, so it took some buys here and here, basically in this area, and I'll show you why this area in a minute. That was these trades here, these ones, the 2,200, 2,200, $767 trade. So right there was like 5K on that trade. And these positions, like literally look at the time they're spread out. Like I took a trade like for example, like let me remove drawing. Like the last one trade I took was here and one here. They're like spread out. It's not like you always have to be looking for a trade. I like to go show up to the charts, Tokyo session, New York session, and a lot of times like pre-London session, and just see what the chart's doing, read the chart, see if I can spot anything. This area over here I was entering, and I'll explain why here, one moment. I sent it as a signal too, like some of you guys got that trade here as a signal. That was here, I was entering on this zone, that trade. So the ones in this area here. Let me go to a 30-minute. Maybe it looks clear. So like here, see, that's where I was entering. Whoops, let me do a bigger arrow. Type a number 1 in the chat if everything's making sense so far that I'm going over on this stream. We've been on for what? How long we've been on for here? I don't even know. Maybe like 45 minutes or so. Yeah, 42 minutes. Let me know so far if everything is actually making sense, if you guys are understanding everything so far. Hopefully you guys aren't confused and I'm not talking to walls here. Hopefully everything's making sense. But anyway, in here, was buying gold in here. I was able to ride one position up to like this candle. Now, it should make sense. This trade should make sense. You have the low here. Lower low. High. Market makes a higher high. Look at me catching breakouts. And then you got to pull back to that. Started to see some rejection in that area. Stop loss was at, where did I say stop loss for that was, I should remember, but yeah, 65, yeah. 65. So that would have been like, well, we were entering here. I was entering it here. So it was after the market, like the market already, like you can see where I'm entering. This candle, where the blue arrows are. Those blue arrows were the entries, like on the candle. On the candle. I took multiple entries on this candle. If we go entries, you can see here 4,074, 77, got out at here. Entry 4,085, 85, 84, 84, 88, got out here 4,100. Keep doing that. Keep clicking on the trading view. Where'd we go? Oh, there we go. So price rejected. It looked like accumulation kind of in here as well. Like if you go to like a 5-minute, you might be able to see some like accumulation there. But I like the zone for like a break and retest. Pretty much following price, like this momentum. We had a nice push up, pull back, continuation. That trade made me $5,000 on that trade. So no trades yet for this since Friday. Since then, just got off the charts. Haven't traded since I got out of that. Close it up there. Market's down low right now. So I trade on, this is a big account size. I like trading on this because I'm able to do damage with small lot sizes. So it's easier to swing small lots, and still with gold, it's pretty volatile. So money wise, it's not like I could trade really big lots on this account, or I could even trade small lots and swing easier and not do so much damage, but even able to do damage if I catch the right swings. But yeah, gold. I like the way the 1 hour looks. 4,075, 4,070 area. If this 1 hour closes bullish, you could possibly get like a pullback when the next hourly opens and potentially like a bounce up. And that would be like trying to see if these lows hold, if this low holds. Next 1 hour, if this 1 hour closes bullish, next 1 hour potentially pulling back for continuation. Hopefully it all makes sense. Hopefully everything makes sense. We're going to be live all week. Make sure you guys tune in. Turn notifications on. My YouTube, so you get notified when I'm live. Like the second I go live, you'll get like a notification from YouTube. Make sure you guys tune in this week. I'll let you guys know when I'm going live in advance. But yeah, this 1 hour potential bullish close. Potential. And maybe like a pullback, like the 5 minute is shifting a bit. I'm going to jump off so I can look at this and maybe see if we have a signal loading. Signals, I usually send signals when I'm not streaming because it's just like easier for me to. I'm way better at sending signals when I'm not live streaming. We are respecting sort of 75 right now, like 4,075 level. We did come back to test the low as well, like we're inside of the low right now. And 1 hour doesn't look bad. Like 1 hour chart doesn't look bad with the way the candlestick's currently moving. If this 1 hour closes bullish, potentially the next 1 hour could open with a pullback and try to wick down, but then continue up. That's what I see on gold right now. So, big week, crypto's moving. That's always a good thing. Let's see what FOMC does this week. Yeah, 1 hour potential bullish close. Next 1 hour could potentially wick down. It looks like it could be setting up here, like 4,075, 4,070 area. Maybe like 4,068. Like that. Like if we close bullish on this candle, pull back down, continuation up potentially. That's the setup I see right now. Potentially right now for like Tokyo session, 1 hour. That's what I see right now. We're trading into like this previous demand zone. 1 hour potentially rejecting bullish. If 1 hour closes bullish, potentially next 1 hour could go up. So I see for right now. Maybe there's a signal loading. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'm about to wrap this session up in a little bit. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Before we wrap it up, but yeah, gold, maybe there's a signal loading here. Like the 1 hour looks pretty clean right now, how it's rejecting price inside of this demand zone to the left here, this low, where we created this high and we punched up. So 1 hour is rejecting that low at the moment. 1 hour, maybe next one that opens, pulls back, gets a bit of a continuation. That's what I see right now. I'm going to wrap it up in a few minutes here though, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's session. That's going to be it for me. We'll be on this week. If you're inside of my inner circle, tomorrow morning, I'm going to be live for New York session. We didn't do a lot of streams last week, but this week and the next couple of weeks for the month of November, we're going to be streaming more than we have the last 2 weeks. But I'll be live in the morning for the inner circle. If you're inside my inner circle community, 7:30/8:30 New York time. That'll be in the inner circle tomorrow. So tomorrow morning for Monday open, we'll talk more about the charts, see where gold's at. But for where we are right now, the 1 hour, we see price potentially rejecting here. Maybe next 1 hour, it's about to close. It looks like it's going to close. It closes at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I was about to say 2 hours. I was going to say 2 hours and 30 seconds. At 2 hours, 30 minutes, it closes. Looks like it's going to close bullish to me. Looks like we're going to close bullish. And potentially the next hour could bring that setup. Like it wicks down on the next hour. Gives a possible entry. Yeah, it looks like crypto might be pricing in like rate cuts already. Gold, go study what gold did before September 17th. September 17th was the last rate cut decision that was here. Go study what gold did before that too, as well, like what it did maybe even the week before, how it opened the week up, like it spiked up. FOMC was the last FOMC was here. Before that, gold opened up bullish on the week, and then it dumped down a bit, spiked up, went crazy down. There was a lot of action. Yeah, 1 hour is finishing strong here. Engulfing, maybe even the previous candle. I would look for retracement on the next 1 hour. Let the next 1 hour retrace and try to look for entries on a retracement. That's potentially what could happen. Some rejection like on the next 1 hour candle. It looks like this 1 hour is going to finish strong. So watch that next 1 hour candle. This thing just moved. Next 1 hour could pull back, like it could wick down, potentially. But yo, gonna wrap it up. That's it for me tonight. 7:30. We will be live. How can you improve in top-down analysis? I would just stick to the time frame that you're like the most comfortable with. Like you don't have to go super low. If there's two time frames you're best with recognizing setups, stick to those. I think repetition, like just repetition, keeping it up, like doing it consistently once or more than once, even twice a week before the market opens. Like with gold, I love looking at the 4 hour. That's like the main candlestick time frame I really, really like to look at. I know like if I was limited to one time frame, I would probably just choose the 4 hour. If it was like I could only trade on one singular time frame and I was just limited, I would probably choose the 4 hour time frame and just base all my analysis and setups off of that. Wait, this just opened. Yeah. So this 1 hour is probably going to wick down, but maybe potentially reject. Like it's retracing right now. You could potentially look for entries like on this 1 hour candle. We did reject here, but like if you want to improve, pick a basket of pairs, like make a watch list of like 5 to 10 pairs, maybe 7, 10 pairs, and go through them, practice on different pairs, different markets as well. So you gain repetition, like practice on different markets doing it. Like you could go on, you could take maybe a list of currency pairs and do, okay, let me do top down analysis on one. Okay, let me do the next chart. Let me spend maybe how long it takes doing the next chart. So there's repetition gained on other charts as well. That could help as well. Yeah, 1 hour close bullish. This one, I think we'll hold like 4,075. Look at that. See what I said? Like it could wick down and oh damn. 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 That thing literally wicked down to 4,075. Holy smokes, and now it's at 4,083 for 82. See that? It's understanding candlesticks. Understanding candlestick analogy. Candlestick 101. Pretty cool, huh? But like, yeah. When you watch enough candlesticks, you can get an idea of what the next one could do. like in the opening of it, or maybe the duration of it. So it's like potentially this candle could go up. Like it's trying to retrace this candle. This candle came in strong. It's trying to like retrace it potentially before going up. That's what my eyes see. Yeah, I gotta add. Yeah. Okay, you just got in school. Yeah, I gotta add like 2 people joined today. Gotta add a few of you guys. Dope. That's what I see on current candle. Maybe rejecting 75, 70 area. But let's see. Let's see how this plays out. I'm gonna be watching the charts tonight because I am recording videos for the Inner Circle and for YouTube. So I'm going to be on the charts a bit tonight, watching gold and just monitoring it. There's a lot of time because like look at the trades I took last week too. Like two last trades, like they were spread out. So don't rush. You don't always have to rush the charts unless you see something really visually clear that matches up with like your confirmations or things that have really worked for you. Like focus on what works for you. Where would I TP? The scanner picked that one up. Let me see. Did it? So invite only. If you have like anyone who's gotten access to the indicators, you need to go to invite only section. A lot of you guys have access, like 400 plus people I gave access to the scanner already. It's not loading right now. Might be shifting out of here, but yeah, like even looks like head and shoulders, like accumulation in here, broke out. It could be trying to go up, like price could be trying to go up. 4,075, 4,070 area. Like I said, I literally said like it could pull back to 4,070, 4,075 area. I think it dinged off of 4,075. This 1 hour could potentially reject, all right? That's what I see right now. I'll be on not later, but tomorrow, like I said, 7:30, 8:30. Inside Inner Circle tomorrow morning for New York session. But yo, watch out this week. Stay patient this week. I mean, we always gotta stay patient at the end of the day. This week, extra patience. But yo, I'm out. I'll see everybody next session. Peace out. Where would I TP? Well, if this holds, like you could look at this potentially going like this could potentially go up to like first TP I would say around like 4,090, then 4,094, 4,095. Like you could have 3 TPs like around 4,090, around like near 4,094, let's say. Whoops. And then like 4,100. You have 3 TPs. If you're trying to swing, like, and this holds, you could see if this goes back to the highs. If this goes back to the high. Looks like it's gonna go up like that. Bro. Fuck, why did I take an entry there? Why did I take an entry? Yeah, I could have took an entry right there. See, it literally wicked back to 4,075. Candlestick closed bullish. Hopefully you guys learned something here because I just missed a trade. Damn. Yeah, like, see how we wicked back? We got a bullish close here, wick back. It looks like it's going to go like 4,090 and then probably 4,100. If this holds strong enough, it could even go back to the high. Oh, there goes a trade potentially. There goes a setup potentially. I'm gonna keep an eye on this, but missed that one. See, that's what I was gonna get off. If I got off, I would have ripped it in the chat. Yeah, we just made the move. That was quick. Like, you can gauge a lot of times where the 1 hour, where the. Woo! There you go. All right. You can gauge a lot of times where like the next direction could go. Like Like all you got to do in trading like is really just find out the 4-hour direction or the 1-hour direction. If you can't see it clearly, then you don't really have a bias. So if you can really like confirm the 1-hour direction or the 4-hour direction, then you can confirm a bias for you. You wait for like a retracement back into that like rejection or that direction. That could be like if you get like a good 4-hour bullish direction, you're just waiting for like 30-minute pullbacks or like 1-hour pullbacks. Like all you got to do at times is confirm like a bias on like a candle direction. And like this could have been like easy pullback on the probably the 5-minute or the 1-minute. Literally. That was the trade. There was a trade there. Like I was saying, like if this candlestick closes bullish, when the next candle opens, it could wick down. I hope you guys learned something there at least, cause now really gotta wait for a trade because there was one there. See, like a trade could be like just there in the moment, like bam, done, out, but missed that one anyway. See how rejection candlesticks come into play? You see that? But yo, we're gonna wrap it up. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and check out the videos that are already on my channel. Make sure you go through them, check out the videos that are on my YouTube channel already, because we're gonna be posting some new ones. And there's a lot of information there that some of you guys have maybe missed that you want to be able to keep up with. Because there might be things I say on further videos that I've said on previous videos that you might have missed. I'll wait for this 4-hour to close. So now I'll wait for the 4-hour to close. Same thing. And I'll wait for the 4-hour to pull back. I'll watch the 30-minute for a 4-hour pullback. So same thing. I'm gonna wait for the 4-hour. Damn, 3 of you took that trade. So look, someone got in. I'm in. Obviously Nikki's in. Took that. Good job. Well, 2 of you guys got in. Good stuff. Good stuff. Anyway. Fudgesicles. That was a trade. That was a trade right there. Tokyo. Damn. Fuck. Wasn't fat. See, like I was talking too much. That should just. I was right. Like it could have came down to like 4,070, but I was right. Wait for the 1 hour to close bullish. Wait for the pullback when it opens. Bam. This candle still has 50 minutes left on it. It just made a solid move. It just literally moved like 100 pips. $10. So now what do we do? We gotta watch. Gotta watch like 5-minute. Now we gotta wait. We gotta wait for 4-hour to close. Gotta wait for 4-hour to close now. Now we gotta wait for the 4-hour to close. Bruh. I did tell y'all though. I gave y'all a little hint there. Brother. It's okay. Even if you miss a setup, it's good to see like things you thought of, things you were looking at like play out. Helps you build self-awareness. So even missing a trade is not all end of the world, because that helps you build self-awareness in your trading. It helps you see your system, your strategy. It's still fine-tuned and the gears are working. It helps water the gears. It helps keep the gears watered, you know? So it's still good. Yeah, somebody, good job. If you got in, good job. Well, there's some live analysis for you. I didn't catch that, but was right. I'll see how the chart develops over the next day, but that's how quick a trade can be there, though. Like, literally with gold, that's how quick a setup can kind of just, like, pop up or be there in the moment. 1 hour rejection. Like, imagine being, like, right here. This candle right here, that's a 1 hour rejection, too. Imagine you're on that candlestick and you're about to buy and then you don't. Next candle just shoots up. I like to follow the 1 hour for rejection like this, because even if it doesn't work, it's not as like it's still consistent. Like some signals aren't going to reject and it can come back. But the 1 hour is still pretty consistent for getting like rejection candlesticks for buys or even sells. You see a sell here. 1 hour is a good chart or a time frame. But yo, I'm out. I've said that like 3 times, but literally, gold buy it. No, like I was saying, like I was saying, like 4,070. The buy's like in the candle, like so like I don't know now if it's gonna come back. It might just keep going up. Like that was the buy. Even if we were thinking 4,070, like it doesn't need to come there now. Like I wouldn't say like if it goes back to 4,070, just buy it right away. I would wait because like it was the reason I said 4,070, 4,075 area was because what the candle was doing in that moment. Like the candle was opening, so like the timing was good. It was good. It would have been good timing to enter there, even if it came to 4,070, it probably would have made the same move. So it's like now it's like okay in terms of the timing, man, might not make as much sense if it just pulls back down, or even if this candle comes down. Maybe. Yo, peace. See everybody tomorrow. Next stream.